Hi everyone. So today we are going to start some current affair topic from India's fiscal deficit. First of all, fiscal deficit of India. Okay, so it is former Economic Affairs Secretary S.C. Garg has started the true fiscal deficit for 2018 and 19. It is news from 18 and 19, so it's quite changed now. But we can see like at that time the fiscal deficit was 4.7%. 4.7% according to the Garg. The actual fiscal deficit is likely to range 4.5 or 5% of GDP. Okay, and but FRBM Act was there which said it should be 3.33% of GDP, and it is 3.4% of GDP in 2018-19. The official figure had the true fiscal deficit, and it's a fiscal deficit reflective of total borrowing requirement of the government. It's very important. It's total borrowing requirement, and the difference between revenue receipt plus non-debt capital receipt and total expenditure is known as fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit ratio is too high. It implies there is lesser amount of money left in the market for private entrepreneurs and business to borrow, and higher interest rate in the economy. If fiscal deficit is high, the efforts of the RBI India to reduce interest rate are undone, because if RBI wants to reduce the fiscal deficit, so there should be like to reduce the interest rates by the RBI. This is also a work done by RBI. So there is the FRBM Act. Which act? FRBM Act is there, which is made for fiscal deficit down to 3% of GDP, and target was that 3% of GDP should be that. Okay, and the government set up the special purpose vehicle SPV to contribute to the bridge, and likely to borrow money to build a bridge on strength and government, and if it is not too tall bridge, so borrowing and spending is outside the budget. It has implication for the budget and for all practical reasons included the document. The government across the world use this to escape the budget controls and off budget financing by its nature, taken it into account calculating the fiscal indicators, and financing tends to hide the actual extent of government spending, borrowing, debts, and increase the interest burden. So this was that. Small finance bank. Next is small finance bank. So first of all, RBI in principle approval to Shahpur based Shivalik Mercantile Cooperative Bank to convert into a small finance bank. It is Shivalik Mercantile Bank. Shivalik Mercantile Bank. Okay. So it's the first such lender to have opted for the transition. So in principle approval implies lender has 18 months to comply with all conditions required to get the final small finance bank license from the RBI. So RBI will give 18 months to comply with the small to treat as a small finance bank. Section 21 of RBI Act. Section 22 sorry of RBI Act. RBI Act is very important. Banking Regulation Act 1949 talks about the small finance bank. And what are the small finance banks? Small finance bank will primarily undertake in basic banking activity of acceptance of deposit and lending to underserved and unserved section, including small business, small and marginal farmer, micro and small industry, and unorganized sector. So take small deposits. First of all, take small deposit. Second, distribute mutual fund and insurance product and simple third party financial product. Third is 75% lending to the priority sector lending, and fourth is 10% capital fund to single borrower and 50% to group, and fifth is minimum 50% of loan should be up to 25 lakhs. So 50% of loan should be 25 lakh. Okay, half of that. So minimum 50% of loan should be up to 25 lakhs, and maximum loan size is 10% of capital fund and 15% to the group. Okay, these are the fundamentals of small finance bank. Lend to big corporate and groups. They cannot lend to big corporates, cannot open branches with prior RBI approval for 5 years. Other financial activity of the promoter must not be mingled with the bank. It cannot set up subsidiary to undertake non-banking financial service activity. So NBFC will never work with the small finance bank. Like it cannot set up subsidiary to NBFC and cannot be a business correspondent to any bank. And business corresponding to any bank, it will never be. NBFC like correspond subsidiary with any NBFC, no, and no with corporate groups or big corporates, and cannot open branches with RBI approval of first 5 year. So first 5 year they want approval by RBI in first 5 years. These are some parameters. So guidelines are: promote must contribute minimum 40% equity, 40% equity, and 30% in 10 years. Equity should be to improve to make a small finance bank. Minimum paid up capital is 100 crore for the small finance bank, and 40% equity should be there. Okay, these are some parameters. How do small finance banks works? Capital adequacy ratio is 15%. So capital adequacy ratio is 15% of risk-weighted asset. Tier 1 for the 7.5%. Foreign shareholding 74%, and cannot hold more than 24%. And priority sector lending. Priority sector lending is 75%, and 50% of loan must be up to 25 lakhs. So these are some parameters of small finance bank. Next is zero budget natural farming. Zero budget natural farming. What is this? Andhra Pradesh government has signed a memorandum of understanding with zero budget natural farming. MOU is aimed to encouraging natural farming in state. As part it, government has taken a loan 711 crore for this estimated. So a method of farming where the cost of growing and harvesting plants are zero. So growing and harvesting is zero. Okay. Farmer need for purchase of fertilizer and pesticide in order to ensure a healthy growth of the crops. And a natural farming technique that use biological pesticides. So what they are using? Biological pesticides like plants, cow dung, earthworm plants, human excreta, and biological fertilizers, crop protection. So zero budget natural farming is a farming, particularly smallholder farming, is economically viable for enhancing farm biodiversity and ecosystem, reduce farmer cost, eliminating external input, and using in situ resources to regenerate soil, while simultaneously increasing income and restoring ecosystem health and multi-layered cropping system also. So cow dung, local cow has proven to miraculous cure to revive the fertility of nutrient value of soil. And zero budget natural farming require only 10% water and 10% electricity. So 10% water and 10% electricity, and organic chemicals they will never use here. And potential of crop to adapt to and be produced evolving climate condition, like Jiva Mitra. Some example are there. Jiva Mitra, Bija Mitra, and mulching, and Vapsa. They are example of that. Jiva Mitra is the mixture of cow dung and urine, jaggery, pulses, and water and soil. So this is Jiva Mitra. Okay, Bija Mitra is mixture of desi cow dung, urine, water, and burnt soil, lime. And mulching is a covering plant with a layer of dried straw or fallen leaves, is meant to conserve soil moisture and keep the temperature around root 25 to 30 degree. So this is mulching. So layering of this straw or fallen leaves mean to conserve the soil moisture and keep the temperature around 25 to 32. It's known as mulching. It is there should be microorganism also. A vapasa is providing water to maintain the required moisture and balance. Okay, government initiative is what? Government initiative is Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana and Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana is the during 2018 various organic farming model, natural farming, rishi farming, Vedic farming, cow farming, Homa farming, zero budget natural farming. So these are some examples, and organic farming, natural farming project compounded are considered by the respective state government also. Okay, next is national agriculture market. National agriculture market. National agriculture market is Punjab Mandi Board awareness camp, training program, and seminar. National Agriculture Market is ENAM. We known as ENAM. Okay, ENAM across the mandis. So ENAM is National Agriculture Market is an online trading platform for agriculture produce aiming to help farmer trader buyer with online trading getting a better price, and launched by center in 2015. Government has to extend it in phased manner across the 585 mandis and country December. So for the farmers, for the local trader and mandis would increase access to the market, opportunity to the larger national market for the trading, and bulk buyers, processors and exporters. Common procedure for issue license, levy for fees, movement of produce, facilitate the emergence of value chain, major agriculture commodities, and fragment like what are the need for fragmentation of the state should not be there. Poor quality of infrastructure is there, so we should improve the infra, technology, and traditional mandi system, and also to pass through various intermediaries, so they should not be there. And in addition, farmer has to face obstacles, so that should be reduced, and license and weak logistic are there. Okay, next one is PM Kisan. PM Kisan. PM Kisan is the center transfer 12,000 crore. 12,000 crore for the bank account of the farmers in 6 crore farmers. Okay, so it is the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi program. Vulnerable land holding of farmer like 2 hectare will be provided direct income support 6,000 per year. So income support will be transferred directly to the bank account and in 3 installment like 2,000 per, according to that. Complete expenditure 75,000 crore. 75,000 crore, and wife, husband, minor children 18-year-old age, वो collectively or cultivable land to 2 hectare as per the land record. So around 12 crore small marginal farmer families are expected to benefit from this. It would not only provide assured supplemental income to most vulnerable farmer, but also meets their emergent needs. And Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana. Next is Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana. Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana. Bhavantar Bhugtan Yojana in Madhya Pradesh. It is in Madhya Pradesh has sought to provide relief to the farmer by providing MSP and market price. Next is Rithu Bandhav Yojana. Rithu Bandhu scheme. Rithu Bandhav scheme is in Telangana. Okay, Telangana 4,000 per acre for every season to all farmer of the state. Similar initiative have also framed by Jharkhand and Odisha. Krishak assistant for livelihood and income augmentation, Kalia scheme. Kalia scheme is in Odisha. Like there should be 10,000 rupees per year they will provide in implementation for this scheme. Next is APEDA. So what is APEDA? Agriculture and Processed Food Product Export Development Authority is APEDA. There is 800 FPOs are there. Okay, FPOs are there 800 in number. So farmer produce companies to interact with exporter. APEDA is Agriculture and Processed Food Product Exporter Development Authority. It's Agriculture and Processed Food Product Export Development Authority Act, APEDA Act 1985. It was established 1985. So the Processed Food Export Promotion Council, PFEPC, Processed Food Export Promotion Council, Ministry of Commerce and Industry is promote export of agriculture and processed food product from India. So APEDA is responsibility is what? Export the fruits, meat, poultry, dairy product, confectionery, honey, jaggery, cocoa, alcohol, non-alcohol, cereal, groundnuts, pickle, guar gum. So administrative setup is chairman appointed by central government, director appointed by APEDA, and secretaries and other staff also. Okay. Farmer producer organization, a group of farmer producer registered body with producer shareholder organization. Next is HSN code. HSN code. What is HSN code? HSN code is not to allow import without HSN code. So import is allowed if there is HSN code. It's 6-digit identification code, World Custom Organization, Universal Economic Language for the goods, and multi-purpose international product nomenclature. Okay, HSN code is in India, goods and classified into a harmonized system of nomenclature, And classification is widely used for taxation purpose by helping to identify the rate of tax applicable to the specific product, and it can also be used calculation of involved claiming benefits. So custom tariff, what the benefits of HSN code, it is custom tariff, collection of international trade, rule of origin, collection of internal trade negotiations, World Trade Organization. Transport tariff is steady monitoring of control goods, narcotics, chemical, and area of custom control. This all will be seen with that. Okay, so this was the HSN code. So next one is National Infrastructure Pipeline. National Infrastructure Pipeline is the Finance Ministry Nirmala Sitharaman has 102 lakh crore for this, and it is Narendra Modi government vision to make India 5 trillion economy, by 2024. So finance minister had set up the task force headed by economic affairs secretary to prepare a roadmap for national infrastructural pipeline, and 100 lakh crore infra plan in irrigation and rural infrastructure project would account 7.7 lakh crore. Industrial infrastructure, agricultural, social infrastructure, road project, port project, even according to the sector wise backup plan will be there, and an IP project will be a implementation stage now include expressway, national gas grid, and everything. So it is the national infrastructure pipeline 4.5 trillion on infrastructure by 2030, and there will be like 39% share of uh, states, and 32% share which the government expects, and increase 30% by 2025. Private sector will be 22, and they will increase according to 30%. So this is whole nomenclature. National infrastructure pipeline will ensure the infrastructure projects are adequately prepared and launched. Each ministry department would be responsible for monitoring and help to stepping up annual infrastructure with 5 trillion economy. Okay, availability of quality infrastructure and high growth rate of India sustaining. Now is FAME scheme. What is the FAME scheme? FAME 2. So FAME 2 scheme is it is aimed to boost electric mobility. Electric mobility, 10,000 crore are there. 10,000 crores are there. Okay, electric mobility, FAME 2 scheme, the government will offer the incentive for electric bus, 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler, and plug-in hybrid vehicle, and those with the sizable lithium iron battery and electric motor will also be included in the scheme, and fiscal support offered depending on the size of battery. So lithium ion battery and electric motor will be there, and FAME India, faster adoption manufacturing electric vehicle in India. The center will invest setting up charging station with the active participation of public private. It also proposed provide one slow charging unit, and project for charging infrastructure will include those needed to extend electrification for running vehicle, and FAME 2 will also encourage interlinking of renewable energy, and FAME India is a part of National Electrical Mobility Mission Plan, encourage electrical vehicles and focus on technology, demand, pilot projects and charging infra. The auto and battery industry could collaborate to enhance customer awareness and R&D and new business model. Government should focus on phased manufacturing plan. So fiscal and non-fiscal incentive for the phased manufacturing, and this is whole scheme. Okay. Next is Ujala scheme. Ujala scheme is the LED street light national program, LED for all. It is LED for all. Okay, Unnat Jyoti for affordable LED. Unnat Jyoti for affordable LED. So it is street light was installed. This helped the reducing greenhouse gas emission. Initiative has created 30,000 jobs. Ujala program is LED bulb have been distributed so far. This helped reducing greenhouse gases 38 million tons. How much? 38 million tons. Okay, so it is promote efficient lighting, enhance awareness using efficient equipment, reduce electricity bill, help preserve environment, energy efficient service limited is PSU, Union Ministry of Power is their flagship scheme, and LED bulbs so that new power of energy consumption rate come down and carbon emission rate will also be checked. Street light national program is there and replace the conventional street light with LED. Okay. Next is the state energy efficiency index. State energy efficiency index 2019. It is 2019 index. So it is initiative 36 states and union territory. 97 significant indicators are there. The who proposed by this index, like state energy efficiency index 2018, grouped into four group based on aggregated total primary energy supply. Categories are there like forerunners, achievers, contenders, and aspirant will be there. And any frontrunner state this year, the index has developed Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Bureau of Energy Efficiency associated with Alliance for Energy Efficient Economy. Alliance for Energy Efficient Economy. So they both with together state energy efficiency index. They gives helping drive to energy efficiency policy, program implementation, tracking progress, and institutionalized data monitoring energy efficiency. And Karnataka, Haryana, Puducherry were the best performer, and Manipur, Jharkhand, Rajasthan, Jammu are in least. So index assumes significance in country that is now biggest emitter of greenhouse gas and climate change vulnerability. So plan to reduce it. Okay, next one is development support service for state project. Development support for state project. So it is Niti Aayog, Ladakh Union Territory have signed a memorandum of understanding initiative development support service as state for infrastructure project. So Niti Aayog to achieve transformation, sustainable delivery or infrastructure project with start art capacity, create PPP success story, reboosting infrastructure and sustainable infrastructure. Infrastructure initiative will involve providing project level support also. Now next one is infrastructure investment trust. Infra investment trust is market regulator by the SEBI, plays a framework for right issue of unit list, REITs and InvITs. So there is REITs and InvITs. REITs and InvITs are what? These are like market regulator of SEBI. Okay, so the issuer will have to disclose object of issue, related party, transaction, valuation, financial detail, review the credit rating, grievance redressal. REITs invest to make a right issue unit. This subject to several conditions includes the investment, stock exchange for listing unit, proposed issue. REITs InvITs in consultation with lead merchant banker. Manner of issuance of unit shall be allotted in dematerialization. So InvITs can be treated as a modified version of REITs designed to suit the specific circumstances of infrastructure. REITs invest infrastructure project, and mutual fund that invest in real estates and similarly does go much further. So REITs that you own share of property and so appropriate share of income. Essentially it can group of people pulling their money together and buying real estates. This is the REITs. And InvITs and REITs, infrastructure and real estate, are two most critical sector in developing economy. Well developed infrastructure setup report overall development of the country and facilitate a steady inflow of private and foreign investment also. And given the importance of these two sectors in the country and paucity of public fund available to similar growth. So these are that. Okay, now next is government owned contractor operated model, GOCO model. What is the GOCO model? This GOCO model is the the government owned contractor operator model. GOCO workshop and ordnance depot intended to improve the operational efficiency. GOCO model was recommended B.K. Shekatkar committee given the GOCO model enhance the capability and rebalancing the defense expenditure. So asset owned government will be operated private industry, and private company need not make investment. Machinery and mission are set up by government, and private sector are given full independence implementing the mission. Next is Global Investment Trend Monitor Report. Global Investment Monitor report. Global Investment Monitor report is UNCTAD. UNCTAD is the originator of the Global Investment Trade Monitor report. UNCTAD, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. So UNCTAD released this report, 1.41 trillion, like 1% of decline in the economy, and this is against backdrop of weaker macroeconomic performance. Developing economy continue to absorb more than half of global FDI. So this is normally to know about the who launched this scheme. Next is Gaganyan. Gaganyan is the ISRO chairman announced a press briefing. 4 astronauts have been selected for the country's first manned mission. Its first manned mission, Gaganyan. First manned mission. Okay. So 75th anniversary of India's independence 2022 will be the 75th anniversary. Enhancement of science and technology, national project, institute academia, improvement the industrial growth, inspiring youth, development of technology, improving the international collaboration. Boost the industries in Gaganyan. Employment will be generated. 15,000 new employment. Technological development will be there, and research and development will be there. Okay, material processing, astro biology, and resource mining, planetary chemistry. Motivation will be there, inspiration to the youths, and also national public mainstream and prestige. India will be the fourth country. Which country? Fourth country after human space mission. The Gaganyaan will not only bring about prestige to the nation but also establish India role in key player. An astronaut will have to adapt change in gravitational field. The change in gravity affects the eyes and head-eyes coordination. Lack of expertise and improper diets is the reason. So astronaut will receive over 10 times more radiation than what people are subjected on the earth. So behavioral issue will be there. But still this mission is very important mission. So hope you enjoyed this. Next one is Indian Science Congress. Indian Science Congress. This is the University of Agriculture Sciences. University of Agriculture Sciences 107 Indian Science Congress, Bangalore, Karnataka. Science and Technology and Rural Development. So Indian Science Congress is organized by Indian Science Congress Association. In first week, Indian Science Congress Association was started 1914 Kolkata and has a membership more than 30,000 scientists. Two British chemists, namely Professor J.L. Simon and Professor P.S. McMahon, it's occurred to them that scientific research in India might be stimulated. An annual meeting of research line of British Association Advancement of Science to advance the promote the science and to hold annual congress and publish the proceedings, secure manage the endowment. Okay, these are Project Netra. Project Netra is the ISRO. Okay, ISRO collaboration was with ISRO Network for Space Object Tracking and Analysis. ISRO plan to put up many observation facilities, connected radar, telescope, and data processing unit and control center. So the project will give India own capability in space situation awareness, space power which use the predict threat and debris, and Netra eventually goal capture the GEO geostationary orbit since 30,000 km. It is 30,000 km geostationary orbit. Okay, effort would make India a part of international effort toward the tracking, warning, and mitigating space debris. So it is for the mitigating the space debris in geostationary orbit. Remote sensing satellite will be there in low Earth orbit. And space junk is a ever growing problem. So 7500 ton of redundant now through the circling the Earth, ranging from old rocket body to defunction to screw and flake of pants are there. Okay, these are International Space Station, Space Shuttle, satellites, spacecrafts are there. Science Social Responsibility. Science Social Responsibility Policy is the new policy. Science Social Responsibility Policy for implementing scientific social responsibility is first country in the world to implement science social responsibility. India is the first. Corporate social responsibility, as we all know, as per that scientific knowledge will to improve for that, it is for that. So credit to knowledge scientists for individual and the draft design, and the central agency will be the established science DST, Department of Science and Technology, to implement this. And more research is being done by taxpayer money. Scientists establish ethical obligation of giving back to the society. Next one is world most efficient lithium sulfur battery, Australia. Australia, lithium sulfur battery. Okay, lithium sulfur battery is Australia. So it is, but they had an intrinsic problem with sulfur electrode, which would break after repeated charge cycle, making its superior capacity redundant. So sulfur cathode would break because of expansion and contraction of during cycle. Overcome this problem, researcher gave electrode more space to expand. The contract the electrode are bound inside the battery. So the research team use quantity of electrode has more space out structure inside. Okay. Now lithium sulfur battery operates and lithium ion flow between the electrode, producing power while being chemically changed. So 5 times the capacity of traditional lithium ion battery, and many times cheaper than lithium ion battery. That's why it's not the lithium sulfur battery. It's cheaper also. Its capacity is also more than lithium ion battery, but still there is some problem with sulfur, but it can be mitigated. Next is laser interferometer gravitational wave observatory, Ligo project. So LIGO project is all about the significance. First of all, LIGO Vargo scientist has identified another event, gravitational ripples from a collision of two neutron stars. So there are neutron stars. If there is a collision between of them, collision of neutron stars, and it is, we will calculate the gravitational waves also. So LIGO is the detecting cosmic gravitational wave and for carrying the experiments. 3 gravitational wave detector to Hanford, Washington, northwestern US, Livingston in Louisiana and US. So LIGO India project aim to move one advanced LIGO detector for Hanford to India. So it is Department of Atomic Energy, and Department of Science and Technology jointly collaborated with this, and Department of Raja Ramaya Center also, Plasma Institute also. So its project will bring unprecedented opportunity for scientists and engineers deeper into realm of gravitational wave. And LIGO India project will also bring considerable opportunity, cutting edge technology and establishment. India will join the global network gravitational detector. Okay, next is Hyperloop. What is the Hyperloop? Hyperloop is the Pune and Mumbai project. Okay, so it is reservation about the project that was still in the experimental stage. So Pune Mumbai is a train project, I think. So it is a ultra modern transport system, reduced traveling time, implemented anywhere in the world, transportation system where a pod like vehicle is propelled. So Elon Musk is the brainchild of Elon Musk, Tesla founder Elon Musk. Okay, so its Hyperloop transportation custom designed capsule or pod are expected to zip smoothly through continuous steel tube. The pod sandwich the passenger compartment between air compressor. Construction a tube 100 kilometer long, and atmospheric pressure which threat to crush any vacuum chamber, thermal expansion and buckle any large structure without proper thermal expansion capability. The structure integrity and human life on board problem can be addressed in great cost, but cost is more. So Hyperloop technology in the transport sector, Pune Mumbai Hyperloop project is that. Okay, Navik. Next is Navik. Navik is the Qualcomm Technology has unveiled mobile chipset supporting the Indian regional satellite navigation system Navik. Released chipset will help accelerate adoption. Navik smartphone original equipment manufacturer release any new model. Okay, so Navik is it's a terrestrial, aerial, marine navigation, disaster management, vehicle tracking management, integration of mobile phone, precise timing, mapping, geodetic data, terrestrial navigation, visual, voice navigation. So Navik consists 7 satellites. Oh yes, 7 satellites are there. This will be geostationary. 4 will be geosynchronous. 3 for the geostationary, and 4 will be geo synchronous. Necessary to have indigenous global navigation system, bolster the ability to nation to serve as a net security provider, especially those the guarantee of such assurance policy. Next is polycrake. Polycrake technology. Polycrake. Polycrake technology is a study about the country first government owned waste to energy. It's waste to energy. Waste to energy was recently commissioned at the Manchester Carriage Workshop, Odisha. Polycrake convert multiple feedstock into hydrocarbon, liquid fuel, gas, carbon, water. The world very first patented hydrogenous catalyst process convert multiple feedstock into hydrocarbon, liquid fuel, gas, carbon, water. All kind of existing plastic, petroleum sludge, e-waste, automobile, jatropha, fruit palm bunch. These will 500 kg per batch. This will convert the waste into energy. It is poly crack technology. So the pre-segregation of waste will be there. Then plant is high tolerance to moisture and drying of waste. Again, then it will be 24 hour will take. Then biological decomposition in that will be allowed, and all the like is not allowed as the waste is treated the plant. Then zero discharge will be there, and the gas generated in process of plant is reused in order to provide energy to the system. Self-reliant, self-sufficient, and plant does not cause any atmospheric emission. Okay. India data relay satellite system. So India data relay satellite system, it is constantly in touch with the Indian satellite, in particular those in low earth orbit. Set satellites and launched by GSLV launcher to geostationary orbit. It's in geostationary orbit. Okay, around 36,000 kilometer away. So it is India data relay satellite system, and plan to track be constantly in touch with Indian satellite, in particular those low earth orbit which have limited coverage to earth. Okay. Now Artemis mission. Artemis mission is what? Artemis mission is a NASA. NASA launched the Artemis mission. 11 astronaut space mission, including the Artemis mission. Rajachari. Team include the Rajachari. Okay, so it is acceleration, reconnection, turbulence, electrodynamics, moon interaction with the sun. So Artemis lunar exploration program is there. So Greek methodology, goddess moon and twin sister of Apollo. Namesake that's why the name is Artemis. To measure what happened when sun radiation hits our rocky moon, where there is no magnetic field to protect it. So NASA is the space launch system is there. Gateway, which is small spaceship, and before like Artemis is a lunar mission, class of robotic mission also. Okay, 12 American astronauts were there. Luna 1 and Luna 2, the Soviet mission was that. And lunar reconnaissance orbiter, lunar crater observation sensing satellite, Artemis acceleration, reconnection, turbulence, electrodynamics, moon interaction, and Grail mission is also there. Okay, next is GSAT 30. GSAT 30, it's a ISRO. India latest telecommunication satellite GSAT 30 was successfully launched by French Guiana, and vehicle names Ariane 5. Ariane 5 VA225. Ariane 5 VA225, and it's a GSAT 30. ISRO INSAT GSAT satellite series will replace INSAT 4A, and GSAT in ISRO enhance the structure to provide communication to geostationary orbit. So GSAT use two satellites frequency, Q band and C band, KU band and C band low frequency. Okay, this mission will be GSAT 30 will provide DTH direct to home television service, connectivity VSAT, ATM stock exchange, television uplinking, and digital satellite and e-governance application will be there. So Ariane 5 is the vehicle name Ariane VA5. 251, and GSAT 30 is the Indian's communication satellite. Next is 30-meter telescope. 30-meter telescope. It is a India is a partner to construct one of the largest telescope, and it want to project to be moved out of proposed site at Mauna Kea, Hawaii. So it extends extremely large telescope funded by scientific organization Canada, China, India, Japan, USA. So it will be enable scientists to study fainter objects and give us finer details of not so far away object like undiscovered planets like solar system and planets. East Asian Observatory. East Asian Observatory. East Asian Observatory. India is a privileged discussion. East Asian Core Observation Association is build and operate facilitate which will enhance leverage existing planned regional facility, and non-profit Hawaii Corporation, GEM, Clark Maxwell and Telescope, and full member Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia is our observer. China, Japan, Taiwan, Korea is the full member of ECOA. It's East Asian Observatory. Preliminary discussion is like 8 countries committed to build large telescope and pull resources. Okay, so China, Japan, Taiwan, Korea is the full member, and Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia are observers. Having India join the group could mean the establishment of new kind of telescope. Next is accretion burst event. Accretion burst event is a theory of dust and gas rotating disk of theory of dust, and astronomers have recently found the funneling of matter into forming stars. So it is the accretion burst event. So our galaxy is the Milky Way, and only 3 such events have been observed in the billion of massive stars. So accretion burst event is called an important event need for these understanding because we want to understand about how the galaxy, how the star forms, and proximity with the stars, study of environment, rotating disk theory help understanding the events. Major monitoring organization is there. First to detection of accretion burst. It is the major monitoring organization. Major monitoring organization, which is the accretion burst. Okay, this is for that. So major monitoring system is there, and microwave equivalent laser. The word stands for microwave amplification. Observe using the radio telescope also. Spitzer telescope. Next is Spitzer telescope. Spitzer telescope is NASA launching 2020, going to shut down permanently after 16 years exploring the cosmos in infrared light. Okay, it is the very like what will happen to the Spitzer space telescope after retired. So Spitzer discovery extend from our planetary backward to planets like stars, planets, universe. It's NASA's and TRAPPIST-1 also there. TRAPPIST-1. Okay, TRAPPIST-1 Spitzer Space Telescope is NASA's study universe and infrared radiation. And there's Hubble telescope also before that. So NASA's Great Observation Spitzer's Great Observation Program, Greta Observation Program, Gamma Ray Observatory, X-ray Observatory, Hubble. Spitzer focus on infrared band and highly sensitive to instruments, galaxy, infrared eyes, and all that. Black box. What is black box? Black box airplane. Black box airplane is passenger plane. Ukraine explode as slam into field in Iran. Just minute takeoff killing. So black box could help answer some of those questions, but Iranian official may not turn the device over the Boeing, which would typically be involved in the investigation into the went wrong. So black box aeroplane is passenger plane of Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine's. So it is black box is a separate equipment which will commonly refer as black box. It's a recorder and flight data recorder. So help crash investigation find out what happened just before the crash. Okay, So this underwater location is there. A black box is not actually black at all, but bright orange color is that. Now neon is virtual human. Neon, virtual human. Virtual human is what? Like it's a project of Samsung. Samsung Star Lab. Star Lab. Samsung Star Lab, artificial human, Neon are computationally created virtual human world device Neon human. For now, virtual humans become intelligent, fully autonomous, emotions, learning skills, creating memories, and core R3 technology. R3 core R3 technology is there. Reality, time, and responsiveness spectra, which will competent core R3 will spectrum of intelligence, learning, emotion, and memory. So they will answer your queries, and Neon will limited to what they know and learn. They will not be in interfere to your request a song. Rather, they will be a friend to speak and share something about that. Next is blockchain. Blockchain technology is what? It is a blockchain technology is a National Informatics Center. National Informatics Center Blockchain Technology Bengaluru, which will provide blockchain as a service and allow stakeholder to benefit. So Center of Excellence will facilitate various government department. Blockchain technology is different dimension of government, leading large scale deployment of such application. National Informatics Center agile infrastructure is there, so providing the robust infrastructure, providing blockchain services. So technology supporting cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, transfer of data, digital assets, spearhead Bitcoins, blockchains, achieve consensus among distributed nodes. Okay, digital good without the need of centralized authorizations. So technology allow transaction to the simultaneously anonymous and secure peer-to-peer, frictionless. It does distributing trust from powerful intermediaries to the large global network, and clever code and cryptography enable a tamper-proof public ledger. Current part of blockchain which records some of the old recent transactions. So each time a block gets completed, a new block is generated and block linked to each others. Okay, it is blockchain record and available each and every transaction immutable and prevent it from the threat and hacking. Decentralized of the technology, and centralized authority for peer-to-peer transaction. This is the blockchain technology. Okay, next is Paris Convention for protection of industrial property. So it is a khadi mark registration and tech royalty from any producer using khadi mark to prevent any product from masquerading khadi national or globally. So, Convention of Protection of Industrial Property, multilateral treaty dealing with protection of industrial property, and World Intellectual Property (WIPO). WIPO is there. Paris Convention, 1883, Article 6. Convention has 177 contracting members. So, hallmarking, indicating control, and all that. Supreme Court bats against transfer of community resources. So, what is the community resources? Okay. So recently, Supreme Court of India held government has to no right to transfer invaluable community resources like village water pond to powerful people and industrialists for commercialization of property. Transfer of village ponds, Saini village in National Capital Region. Some private industries are there. Greater Noida Industrial Development Authority. So protection of such villages. Supreme Court said Article 21 is given there. So villages and their lifeline. Villages are the lifeline of the country. State cannot divest villagers of their existing source of water. So providing them a alternative water supply also, and would display a mechanical application of environment protection also. Okay. So this is all about. Now Miyawaki method. What is the Miyawaki method? Miyawaki method. It is Miyawaki method is afforestation, for the afforestation. Okay, it is in the Kerala. Government office premises, residential complex, school premises in Kerala. Miyawaki method developed the Japanese botanist after whom fight for resources and grow nearly 10 times quicker. originated in Japan. Okay, so it's a mini forest, forestation by turning backyard into mini forest. Towards the forestation to mini forest, a pit has to dug and dimension depend on available space. So fit it with one layer of compost. So plant the sampling tree, height specialization and all that. Now next is green credit scheme. Green credit scheme. What is the green credit scheme? It is the forest to be traded as a commodity. It is forest advisory committee is there which given the green credit scheme to outsource one of the responsibility reforesting non-governmental agencies. The scheme allow agency they could be private company, village forest community to identify land, begin growing plantation. Okay, it is the current system. Net present value, forest department responsibility to grow appropriate vegetation and would grow into forest. So appropriate non-forest land equal to that which would be raised. Okay, so it is the green credit scheme for degraded forest land with public-private partnership, and such scheme will encourage plantation by individual outside the traditional forest area and will help in meeting international commitment, sustainable development goals, and nationally determined contribution. Next is Marpol, open loop scrubber uses in ship. So it is Marpol convention, open loop scrubber uses in the ship. Okay, so it is global data, huge increase in the use of open loop scrubber in ships. So viability mitigating sulfur emission from the ships. Currently 3756 vessels are scrubber installed. So only 65 have closed loop, rest are open loops. International Maritime Organization, International Convention for Prevention of Pollution Ship. MARPOL is prevention in pollution in the ship, regulate the prevention air pollution from ship and prohibit the deliberate emission ozone depleting substance, sulfur oxide, nitrous oxide. Exhaust scrubber have become one of the most preferred way to reducing sulfur exhaust. A closed loop scrubber retain the sulfur emission for safe disposal at port. Open loop scrubber release pollutant back in the sea after turning sulfur dioxide into sulfuric acid. Sustainability of the open loop scrubber. And about International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution in Ship, MARPOL was in 1973. IMO, all ship flag under country that signatory of MARPOL are subject to recruitment regardless where they sail, registered and all that. Okay, next is, okay, it's enough.